Buenas noches, Pets. Oh, right. I had a couple of things I was planning for tonight. Like, I didn't fucking plan that though, did I? I had planned stuff for tonight. It was basically to address the comment to somebody on TikTok who keeps on hounding me. Everything I say, right? Why are you saying that? Why are you doing that? And I wasn't sure. I thought, hang on, this is a little bit... So I've gone to have a bit of a closer look. He's obviously convinced I am a flat earther. Now that is not the case. So anybody who thinks I am saying Earth is flat, it is not like that. I have a flat earth on this board. Every now and again the flat earth comes up. I am not a flat earther. But I will say, I have been a round earther all of my life, up until 2, 3, 4 years ago. And even now, I'm not a flat earther. What I'm saying is there are enough questions about round and flat to open the case for it. That's all I'm saying. I am not saying it's flat, but I am definitely not going to say it's round, even though I've been a round earther all my life. My two subjects were the pyramids and the speed of light. The pyramids, the Egyptians built the pyramids. A load of rubbish. But the kind of rubbish that children should believe, not adults, not with the numbers involved. Which brings me to, can people not work out basic number problems, logistics? The very basic ones here. Just the building blocks, the main stones. There are 2,300,000 2.5 ton stones. 25,000 Egyptians. If we divide the number of stones by the amount of Egyptians we have, it's 92 2.5 ton stones each, okay? Now, 92 times 2.5, that's 230 tons each. That's what they were liable for. And then we have another 750,000 tons between them all. That's another 30 tons each. That's for the big ones, the 60-ton ones, which are obviously not going to be in 30-ton loads. So they have a total of 260 tons each. 25,000 Egyptians. 260 tons. They're liable, each one of them. How does that work? 7,300 days. That is 20 years. If we divide 6.5 million tons by 7,300, that works out at 890 tons every single day. Okay? If we divide that by 24, if those Egyptians did it, they had to shift 37 tons every single hour of every single day, of every single week, of every single month, of every single year for 20 consecutive years. Are we listening? This is the bit. 37 tons every hour. But here's the other angle. All of this, first of all, needs to be quarried out of somewhere with people using just copper hand tools. Now, you have all these qualified folk with their PhDs and their bachelors coming up with all of these theories for how the Egyptians built the pyramids. All of those theories without a single logical solution for how even one stone was carved out of any quarry, limestone quarry, with copper hand tools. That's why I say there should be a minimum requirement for anybody who comes up with another theory for how the Egyptians built the pyramids. Minimum requirement. There's a quarry wall, there's some copper hand tools there. Can you dig a 2.5 ton stone out? Bring as many friends as you want. Once you dig that 2.5 ton stone out, we know that it can be done in a certain amount of time, like 20 years, then we'll listen to your theory. Otherwise, fuck off. Because it's going to be just like the rest of them, a load of rubbish. People, if you cannot see the lies on this one, it's unbelievable. No wonder people fall for everything if they fall for this. My other one was the speed of light. It's obviously not travelling at 299,792,458 metres per second. It's obviously not. Because during a solar eclipse, when people, that black line there is the sweet spot here on planet Earth that is looking up through the moon, and it has the sun directly behind the moon. People have been convinced that the sun isn't directly behind the moon when it's directly behind the moon. People have been convinced that there are photons travelling at 299,792 kilometers per second. And those photons take 8 minutes and 18.7 seconds to reach the moon, and then another 1.3 seconds for the shadow to hit the sweet spot on planet Earth. Now, it's just a lack of common sense. It's so stupid. It's obvious that the sun is directly behind the moon and that light is absolute. There is no delay. It's extremely obvious. Planet Earth, in 8 minutes and 20 seconds, turns on its axis counterclockwise by 2.08 degrees. So that means this particular sweet spot here, that was facing there, right? So we'll go up to there. So that sweet spot is 8 minutes and 20 seconds away from being in the sweet spot, from those particular photons blocking the moon, or the moon blocking those particular photons. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. So they leave the sun in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So Earth is turning. Bang, stop. 8 minutes and 20 seconds later, the photons have hit, boop, boop, the shadow, sweet spot. Why is the sun still directly behind the moon? How is it possible that people are seeing the sun around the moon and they are bathed in the shadow of photons being blocked? How come they're seeing the photons that have been travelling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, as well as the light source that radiated those photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier? You're seeing both together at the same time. There is no delay. That's absolute light. This thing is so stupid. It's incomprehensible how people fall for it, okay? These were my two very obvious things and important things, because this one, the solar eclipse, disproves the stupid, illogical, mind-numbing relativity. It's a lie. It's ridiculous. But it's all about Mickey Mouse photons and the light delay. So that's why they need people to think that the sun is not directly behind the moon during a solar eclipse, which it clearly is. No, Roma didn't. Yada, yada, yada. Now, Roma, same gang as Newton. The same gang as Newton. All of these things are lies, and obvious lies. I keep saying it. There are no shoulders of giants, okay? It's all liars and charlatans. It really is. How long have I been going? Only 9, right, because straight after this, I have to do another one about the moon. Simon Dan. 5 ways that the moon absolutely destroys the flat Earth. Now, my thing isn't the flat Earth, but there's something on there that I showed, the views of the moon. And anyway, That's going to come after this one. So I'm going to do a separate post because it's going to be for Simon Dan. Now, as you all know, Roma, let's come over here. See, and people see this flat earth here and they think, oh God, this guy's a flat earther. No, 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 sir. I'm not a flat earther. I am a truth seeker. I'm objective. I can see angles for both of them. I am neither. I am objective and I am running straight through the middle. The thing is, if people cannot understand, cannot see that the sun is directly behind the moon during a solar eclipse, then, folks, it's so stupid to believe there is a light delay, because when something casts a shadow, right, it's never the photons being blocked, it's the actual light source itself. That is why you'll find the light source behind every object that is casting its shadow using that light source's light. It's so stupid. Now, Roma, Io, Jupiter, 1600s. What was it? It was Jupiter, wasn't it? This is in 1955. Right, now where are we? There we go. Although better known for his law of gravitation, Newton was also a great pioneer in attacking the problem of what light is. Yada, yada, yada. Now look, in 1955, it says Saturn's. All Roma, 1644 to 1710, showed that light does not travel instantaneously, and he made quite a good estimate of that speed by noting discrepancies in the predicted and actual times at which Saturn's moons. Now, I'll tell you why that happened. That's 1955. Back in 1950, this was all planned. This history, it's staged history. Somebody thought, right, let's use Saturn for whatever. And then as the years ticked on, they realised, oh shit, the rings, that's no good. We'll change it to Jupiter. And it was changed to Jupiter. 1955, it was Saturn's rings. It's the same as Newton. All of them, right? I'm going to go now. I'll get this done because I have a funny feeling I'm going to see myself on Monday morning with Simon Dan because of that pick. But if I get something to him just before, I think it's a preemptive. He's trying to make a preemptive strike. I'll make another one. So folks, I am not a flat earther. Not that there's anything wrong with being a flat earther, not at all. I've been a round earther all of my life, up until 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm not one of those people who my beliefs are me and I get the shits if I'm proven wrong. No, if the evidence changes, I will move with the facts and the evidence. I don't have cognitive dissonance, I'm objective. I go where the evidence leads me. Not many people do, right? So I'm not a flat earther. I used to be a round earther. If I had had a bet on it being round, I would have said, please can I have my money back? Because there are cases for both of them. That will do me for now. My next one will be for El Simandano. Yes. All right. Buenas noches.